right. Should be up and running here. Got about 2.5 minutes until the market closes. All right, so we'll see where the Qs and SPY end up. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for March 2nd, 2022. Qs up 1.7%, SPY up 1.8. We've been anticipating potentially higher on the Qs and SPY. It has been trying to hold that so far. We talked about how the hourly is trying to start an uptrend. The weekly has put in a very nice bottoming tail at support, potentially for the bounce. And so those two time frames are sandwiching the bearish time frame, which is the daily, which is still in a downtrend. Although with today's move up, it looks like it's just barely failing on that pivot on that sell setup on the daily. Okay, so with the daily here starting to move more and more neutral, then we don't have as much time frame conflict as we did, let's say, yesterday. But a more convincing hold above the pivot is kind of what I'm looking for. So I'd like to see that. We may get some more follow through tomorrow to the upside. That would be another way of confirming. But I'm going to go ahead going into tomorrow with the bullish bias. Okay, and just to reiterate, what I'm following here is the hourly. Now, if the hourly on the SPY here takes out 427.11, no longer bullish. If the Qs take out 338.90, no longer bullish. So as long as this pivot holds, hourly will be in an uptrend, and I will maintain the bullish bias. All right. Now, the weekly still has this pivot. The weekly pivot will remain all the way down here, but I wouldn't wait for that to lose the bullish bias, right? If the hourly goes into a downtrend, then the weekly eventually will follow, and it's just going to be, really late by the time, we drop whatever, 20, 25, 30 bucks from wherever, the top of this hourly move up ends, right? So following the hourly, weekly has that nice bottoming tail, the reversal after the pullback. So those are the ones that I'm kind of leaning on right now. With the daily, a little bit more in flux. Daily is a little bit more neutral. Looks like the downtrend is about to fail. Okay, we haven't really convincingly taken out, but I think just from, to the penny, yeah, it has been taken out. I think the top there was 438.20, and we went to 439.72. I mean, not just by a penny, but it's by a small percentage we have taken out. We haven't really got much follow through or held all that well, but okay, it's enough for me going into tomorrow bullish. All right. Now today, what I thought was a lot more interesting were the shorts. I know everything I played pretty much was short. Even the scalps were all shorts. But that doesn't mean they all worked. What I like about on a day like today where the Qs and SPY is grinding, here it is. Even though today's a really narrow range day, it wasn't like a all-out trend day in the Qs, but it was grinding higher for the most of the day here. Anything that's staying weak is going to have relative weakness. Like I said, not everything necessarily that is in a downtrend or at the lows or even just a gap down means it's going to work, but you have a better chance of getting a really nice play because these things are telling you I am urgently needing to go somewhere. There's business needing to be done, right? As far as this stock is concerned, I don't care what the market is doing. I am bearish. Okay, let's go over the ANF first. That's the first play for me. That's the play that I called right out of the gate here was the ANF. ANF played a 1-minute breakdown right here. So we got the sell-off, base at the bottom, played this breakdown. Didn't get going right away. Took some more time here. Could have done an ad. I did consider it, looked at it, but it was about the same stop anyway. So, You can't really add if you're still risking the same. So then did get to about 1R, but I was looking for much, much more. Okay, I'll tell you why. Weekly, okay, look at this weekly. Starting to break down, 20 MA pointing down. I thought we had a lot of room on the weekly. Here's the monthly breaking underneath that 20 MA, although I guess by the end of the day did kind of come back to reclaim it. And then here's that daily gap, of course, gapping underneath a lot of support. So I like this ANF quite a bit. 1R was not what I was looking for, but unfortunately that ended up being all that it gave. We did end up trailing this for about a half hour loss over the hourly here. Just over 30, 40, lowered the stop from 80 something down to 40. That cut it about in half. So a half hour loss on the ANF. You can see it rallied a good amount on the ANF. So I think it's fine on the ANF. I don't have a problem with the play. Ended up losing a little bit on it. Management is fine, I guess. But definitely was not looking for just small targets on this. All right. And then KPTI, this one, you know, I was on the mic saying, look, I'm playing this. I don't know if I'm going to get filled. I'm going to try. And as I'm saying that, Sammy called it. It was funny because someone in the room basically said that if both you guys want to play it, must mean it's really good. And that's actually not that uncommon for us to both want to play the same thing, of course. But, yeah, the KPTI. Now, for me, I did take most of it on the way down and then trailed it to 95 here. And so I was out of it right there. Sammy, on the other hand, went 15-minute bar by bar. Now, I got out at 695 on a 14-cent stop. I think he got out somewhere here like 620 or something. 15-minute bar by bar, and then eventually went to 5-minute bar by bar. So just really, really nice management. Much better than mine. There it is, over 613. Okay, basically at the lows. So that was kind of perfect management on the KPTI. But either way you played it, I mean, on that first drop gave me 3 Rs. I was able to get 2 out of that, 3R drop. It's just, if you look at where the lows actually went 8.5 Rs. So getting 2 Rs out of an 8.5 R, that's only less than 25% capture rate. That's not great. But it was a wide range bar drop, mostly inside bar. So trail over that is not really a mistake for me to have done, but it would have been really nice to have stuck with it even till end of day. Because if you notice, the hourly here never trails, actually closes 626. So 626 versus 695 on a 14-cent stop. That's a big difference. So, but either way, nice play. Here's the gap on the KPTI. Okay, gapping underneath the 200, leaving behind all these bars. Now, it already had a gap down here, which had some shock value, but then this gap really had a much better follow through on the KPTI and ending the daily uptrend, right? So you can see the difference, right? Because on this gap, this does have shock value, but conceivably, if this were to go up from here, you could still have an uptrend, right? Because this would just be a low and this would be a higher low if you still went up from here. Now that you're breaking even this pivot here, this is no longer in an uptrend, right? This is for sure no longer in an uptrend. So you can see why this gap is a little bit more damaging, even though this one potentially had some people trapped. This one ended up being the one that really said the trend is over. Okay. All right. Hope you did well today. I don't think it was the easiest of days, really. A lot of sloppy things, I thought, kind of like yesterday. But, if you really just try to kind of focus and manage correctly, then I think you can come out okay. Okay? We're still getting some gaps on the earnings list here and there. It's, the last couple of days, especially, the market's really been the focus. It'd be nice if we kind of get the market to trend a little bit. I think that'll help get more plays going. But, I think for right now, making do with what we got. Okay? All right. Talk to you guys again tomorrow. Have a good rest of the day.